Hi, Steph NSA here. I am here today to show you our website and how to navigate through it. So we're going to start off with Google. You can either just Google NSA Canada or you can enter in www.nsacanada.ca. So here I've done a Google search. We're going to open her up. And on our top is our links to all of our sponsors or programs that are affiliated with us. So our first one is SPFA, Slow Pitch for Awareness. So you can take a gander through there, see the upcoming events, purchase merchandise, and then you could just hit the back button to get back to NSA. Louisville takes you here to Louisville Slugger, and then it takes you to their shop. You could shop through items that you might want for this upcoming season. And then Hale, yes, I'm legal age to drink. And just shows our sponsors. You can follow them on social media. Landshark takes you to Landshark Premium Lager. I accept all the cookies. And it's asking for my birth date. Always good to make sure that you're of legal age. Hit the back button. And then the NSA. This is a good tool to have. It's always up there. This will bring you back to the main page every time. So if you feel like you're lost, you went somewhere, you don't know how to get back, instead of just hitting back, hit the NSA, it'll bring you back to our home page. Vodka Friday is the next one. And take a gander at their products and follow them on social media. Smash It Sports. Here's the online store for Smash It Sports. You can do some shopping, add it to the cart, and find out their contact information. Hit the back button, back to our main page. And then last but not least, the My Team Gear online store. This one here, you can go check out Cardinals, NSA umpires, provincial gear, Edge collection, Elbows Up, Eminence collection, Gen collection. I will go through that all with you guys once we go through another path to get there. So now I want to go back to my homepage. These are the NSA Canada World Series events. So this is a carousel. So these are our featured tournaments. So these ones are the big tournaments happening around Calgary and Alberta. Be very careful not to hit the poster and to hit the thing, the little arrow. This will automatically move as well. As you can see, I didn't touch anything there. And you can click through. These are all of our World Series provincials events that you can sign up for. We're going to stay on the main page for now, and I'll show you how to register for a tournament. Down here we have announcements. So right here we have NSA Canada 2025 Volunteer of the Year. You can click read more and read all about our award that we gave away. And then there's just some more announcements on everything that's going on in NSA. And then we have NSA News. Our first one is Post Gamer Media launches with Rick Shanahan. So you can read more about that and find out and go watch the video. And just some more news. And then we have league benefits and tournament packages and becoming an umpire. So if you want to be affiliated with NSA, this is a PDF that will give you all the information of what to expect. So you can click more info. And then here is all the details that you could read and find out how to become sanctioned with NSA for league. And then down here, if you're thinking about doing an NSA tournament, click more info. And then here is the NSA information about tournaments and what you can expect. So like prizing, booking umpires, scorebooks, posters, advertisement. This is where you can find that. On either the leagues or tournaments, if you have any questions, best person to reach out to is Darlene at nsacanada.ca. She is the expert on those two. Our next one is umpires wanted. So we're always looking for umpires across Canada. Pretty much you can find NSA anywhere. So if you're interested in becoming an umpire, you can click on the link, brings you to our Become Umpire. There is more information on umpires I will show you later when we get to their little page. And then we just have upcoming events, the World Series, Dome, Indoor Dome. So it shows you the latest tournaments coming up, happening in January. And just our sponsors, click here for NSA softball. So if you're looking for balls for the season, you can click there and find them. And then just some quick links at the bottom, and then our office address. And now we're just going to go back to the top. My apologies. So here on the right hand side is login. This button here takes team managers, event executives. This is where you can log in to go into your kind of personal account that brings you to your team, and how to do rosters and complete those and submit it. That's where you would log in. I will be doing another video on how to complete your rosters following this, so be sure to check it out if you are not sure how to do a roster for a league or for tournaments. Now we're going to go into the NSA Canada little drop-down menu. So we're going to start off with sponsors. So this is another way you could go check out all of our sponsors and who support all the slow pitch that we play. And then now we're going to go to the NSA MTG online store. So this one here, it is linked with all of our umpire gear. So if you want to look for specific items, you can uncheck that, because that just gives you everything that we sell. Here we have Cardinals. So if your child plays Cardinals baseball, we supply all of their gear. And then if you're an umpire and you're looking for little extra jerseys, say yours is getting old, hats, ball bags, clickers, jackets, duffel bags, that's where you would click. And then this is like NSA provincial gear. So if you're looking to support your province this year, grab one of those. And then we have the NSA Edge collection streetwear. Some more goodies to grab for everyday wear. And then we have the Elbows Up collection, if you're proud Canadian, I'm assuming, with the elbows up. And then we have the Eminence collection, which is more earthy and mountain kind of vibes. And then we have the NSA Gen collection, which kind of brings back the 90s and 80s feel. So now I'm going to show you how to purchase something. So if you know the product name that you're looking for, you can search it there. If you know the SKU number, you could search it there. But if you don't, you can just browse through our gallery. There is pages at the bottom, and you can see everything. So let's go to page 1, and let's do this totally slow pitch tee. So this gives you all the colors that are available, description, the cost, there's that SKU number, and the categories it's in, and then color. So we want to choose an option. So let's go with the neon green. Let's find my size. Ooh, we're out of stock. Which one had our... There we go. The neon blue is what I'm going for, because it has my size in stock right now. And you simply add it to cart. So if you're done shopping, you can go to View Cart, and you can go and see your options. And if you're not done shopping, you could go to Continue Shopping, hop back there, and let's say I'm also an umpire, so I'm going to grab one of these toques and add it to my cart. Now I feel like I'm done. I'm good. I got everything that I want. You can add as many things as you want. So now I'm going to scroll down and go to proceed to checkout. I am going to enter in all my information, any notes, and then I'm going to double check. Now my shipping option is local pickup Calgary. Let me see if I can show you the shipping options. This will be different for everyone. I think it's just kind of programmed into me. But there is different shipping, so there's ground, express. So there's a few different options if you don't live in Calgary. If you live in Calgary, you're more than welcome to come pick it up and then enter your credit card and place your order. I am not going to place this order right now. And then say you don't want something in your cart, you can just click that X on the top and it takes it right out of there. I'm going to clear my cart just in case I'm holding this item for somebody. And we can return to shop and we can take a look at all of the other things that are for sale. So that's how you navigate through the MTG store online. Now we're going to go to leagues and we'll start off with league search. So this is where you would find if you're searching for any league. So if you don't know and you just want to browse through them all, you can obviously just keep on scrolling. There's many, many leagues. But it's a lot easier if you narrow it down. You can go by year, you can type in the league name if you know it, or city if you're just looking for a league in your city. That's NSA, so we have all the Calgary locations of leagues in our area, so you could take a look at them and see if you would like to register with them, or you could search by province. We'll take a look at one of them. So here is loaded bases. And this is the team details, so this is where all the information will be. All the teams that are in the league, their schedule. So if they had a schedule for this season up, obviously it's a little early, so they might not be up there, but then you can search your team name and you can find out your schedule, or you can do it by a specific date. And then they have standings, obviously 2006. They're not quite there yet because we still have some snow on the ground, so we don't see anything there, unfortunately. So that is a league search. So you can find your league, everything you need to do there. And then we have league information. So if you want to become a sanctioned league, you could click on the online registration. This is where we ask you all the questions for your league. You just fill all that out, and once all the fields are filled, it'll give you a link to hit next, and then you'll get your league registered, and an NSA representative will contact you and get you all set up. And then there's just more information about pricing, sponsors, provincial or Canadian World Series. And then there's this here, you could click here, brings you to the PDFs that I mentioned earlier. You find out everything about leagues. Oops, sorry, that's going to refresh. Okay, so that is our leagues, league search and league information. Now we're on to tournaments. So we have tournament search. So if you're looking for a tournament that's not on our carousel, you can either do a tournament name search. You could search by city. So say, hey, we're going to Calgary, not sure which weekend we like to go to. And then you can find out all the tournaments that are happening in Calgary. And you could do it by province, say, well, maybe I just want to play anywhere in Alberta. So then we bring up all the tournaments happening in Alberta. And say we know the tournament name. We'll search up Indoor World Series. So this is our next big event that's happening here. And then there we go. Now we have all the details. There's the name of the tournament, the dates. This is the detail page that we're currently linked up to. Gives you the poster. This is the tournament information, our address, who to email, who to contact, all the information on which divisions we have, the cost, how many games, yada, yada, yada. So if you're ready, yep, this is where I want to go. You're going to click registration. A little window pops up. You're going to enter your team name, coach's name, manager's name, phone number, email, city, province, and which division you like to be in. So there's co-ed A to D, rec, and then co-ed 50, 55, 60, men's, and seniors. So there's many divisions. So make sure you're picking the right one that you would like to enter. And that would be based off what players and their rankings are on your team. So that would be a good help there. Any comments that you need to add, like say you're traveling from out of town, make that aware for us so we don't schedule you for an early Friday game, that kind of stuff. So any information you need to share with us, please put it in the comments. And then you're going to, once you're filled that out, because this is a World Series event, you need to pay a deposit. So you hit pay deposit, put your credit card information, and hit submit, and then you will be all registered. You'll get a congratulations message that pops up on your screen, and then just give it some time for our head office to get you into the system, get you all registered, get you signed up, and you'll get an email and the remainder of the invoice sent off to you. And always check your junk box if this is like your first time registering. I don't know how many times, but lots of times it ends up in your junk mail. So I'm just going to exit that because I am not registering a team at the moment. And teams. So this will, once all the teams are entered, this is a place you would see your team documents. So in here you could click on every link. There's the information. Here's the rules. If you want to know the rules before the event and share them with your team and players, our sponsors. And then this is when you could come look at the schedule. Once it's posted, Darlene will send a notice. It's clearly not posted yet. We're still working on it. Teams are still available to register. You could go click on that and you'll be able to see that. And then after the event, we will post results. Results aren't up yet because tournament hasn't happened. But you can come see the results and see who won and where you've placed. Sometimes at the end of the tournament, we're just so exhausted we end up leaving and we don't know where we finished, so you're more than welcome to come back and check that out. And then there's maps. That's if there's different diamond locations. We tend to throw out maps up there so you know where you're going. And that's tournament search. Now we're going to go into the next one, is players. So this is where I would recommend before you go and do your roster, do any kind of thing, or if you want to check to see if somebody's asking you for money for a team, is this person even registered with NSA? So you can search up anyone. I'm going to use Cody as an example because I know he won't mind. So I'm searching up Cody Civic. This takes a little bit. There's a lot of ball players, but it's pretty fast. So there's Cody Civic in Calgary, Alberta, rank C. Perfect. So I know if I'm going to put in a C team, I can add him to my roster. And then this is also a good way to see if you have registered yourself. No one should have double profiles. So if you ever see somebody that's listed twice, we need to let them know that they need to clear one of those out. You can only have one profile, and if there is two, we always take the highest rank. Players, now we're going to go to player registration. So this is our player registration. This is where you can find out all the information about like your classification. Our ranking system is you're basically ranking yourself from A, B, C, D, E, rec. And you choose how you play. So how well you play, how well you know the rules, what competition level you should be ranked at. There is some more information there. If you have ever any questions, email info@nsacanada.ca. Take you up here. So register now. So I'm brand new to NSA. I'm going to come here. Everyone, it goes by your email. So make sure you use an email that you use quite often. You're going to fill in all of your information, first name, last name, date of birth, city, province, gender, email, confirm your email address, your phone number, and then most importantly, your player classification. The system defaults to A because it's the first letter in the alphabet. So make sure you're choosing your correct rank. It's very simple. You just move that little dot to whatever ranking you feel that you want to play at and you're suited for. We do watch rankings. We make sure that if you're in a big event, you win something, that your ranking is where you should be as a player. Be honest, be truthful. We don't want to see someone get hurt or anything like that. So it's just the right thing to do to rank yourself correctly. Then there's just like the waiver forms that you understand what it means to be a ball player. Once you click that, all the agreements, just simple agreements, feel free to take your time and read everything. If you have a question, like I said, email info@nsacanada.ca. Then a button will pop up once you have this all filled out, and you just submit. And then we're gonna go, refreshed again. And we're gonna go back to player registration because there's a few more things in there that we will need to fill out or look at, So list of registered players, that will just take you back to the registered players. Now, if you, oopsie doodles, have the wrong player classification, we do have a player classification change request. Player classification change in French and English. So if you need to change this, it does cost $12, but it does take us a while to actually change it because we need to make sure, say a person has been registered as an A for a few years, we need to make sure that they're really not an A player. So it's a lot of work that goes into this, so it's not that much. Just pay it, get it fixed, get it changed. So we just ask you fill out all your information, tell us your current ranking, and then there's an area right here where you can type in everything you need to know that we need to know why you're changing your rank. So say I am now 45 years old. I just got both my knees replaced. I am not running at the speed I used to. I can't play as well as I used to. I'm not looking to play in any competitive events. Those types of things, tell us about it. Help us understand why you want to drop your ranking. Or say, hey, I signed up. I thought I was rec because I was joining a rec beer league, but I'm actually a good player and I would like to play more competitive, so I would like to move up. Okay, that's where you fill that. Any major events that you've played in the last 3 years, hop in there, put them in there so we can help figure that out. Here's where you put, here's age injuries. Sorry, this part was where your team, tournaments, and then your injuries and age is right here. Sorry. Additional items, just some more information, and then click submit payment. Once you fill it out, it'll take you to where you need to go for credit card payment. So now we're just going to go back into player registration, and that completes all of the information there. And like I said, any questions, info@nsacanada.ca. Now we're on to our next tab is rules. So there's a lot of times where people don't know the rules, and this is a really good place to look and find them. So it tells you all about NSA rules. If there's ever a rule that you need help understanding, please feel free to email Scott@nsacanada.ca. He will be happy to help you. He has written the rule book. He knows it inside out. So feel free to ask away. And then that way when you're on the field, you're not arguing with an ump. It just helps diffuse the situation prior to a game, because now everybody understands the rule. And here's a quick way to have the NSA rulebook at your fingertips. If you click here, a PDF version will pop up for you. You can save this and keep it on your phone. It is PDF'd. It also gives you all of the contact information, and a table of contents so you could quickly get to which rule you were looking at, and then you can discuss it with umpire, event committee. But do be mindful that certain tournaments and some leagues, they have their own specific rules, and then NSA rulebook would follow. So, for example, most of our leagues and tournaments are 1-on-1 count. That has been implemented recently. But some of our leagues or tournaments that are have a lot of time and can get the games in, they will choose to opt out on that, and they can just do a regular count. That's totally up to that individual and that group. If they choose to do that, they can have their own set of rules. So that's where, if you're confused, that's where that comes into play. And then this is our NSA tie breaking formula. So this is like for tournaments when we have some ties. This is just the steps and process that we take: two-way tie, three-way tie, and so forth. So if you're ever curious about how we break that down, the information is provided to you right there. And that's the NSA rules. Notices. So notices are basically suspensions. So this gives you an idea if you are wondering if somebody can play in tournaments and why they're not coming up or anything like that. So you can go here, read about who's suspended, gives a brief description, and unfortunately these people cannot play until they've dealt with this matter. And that's notifications, or notices, sorry. And then approved bats is our next tab. So the NSA Canada approved bats. This just gives you a bunch of information on bats, why they're approved, updates, and then what we're looking for when umpires go to check your bat. We're looking for these logos. So if your bat has any of these logos, it should be good to play with. You can click this link. This is the official bat policy. And that's a good read if you're curious about bats and how it works. Altered bats, a big no-no. So this is our altered softball bat policy. If anyone alters a bat, this is what will happen. This is the information for those. And this is a PDF, so you can download it in case anything ever comes up. Our next is contact. Contact us. So this one here, any general inquiries, feel free to email info@nsacanada.ca. That's our head office, our phone number, fax, toll-free number if you're calling outside of Calgary. You can search by province. We have all the provinces here, so if you're looking for somebody, say in Alberta, these are the people to contact. And it gives everybody that's around to help you out. So that, oops, sorry, I hit the back button and not go back to where I was. And then you can just, like, if you're looking for a regional director, you could click there, brings up which regional director, and you could search by province to narrow it down. Or if you're looking for an area representative, that would just be me. So yeah, so just take a look in there if you're looking for somebody in your area that you would like to talk to about NSA that's just more local. Feel free to reach out to them. And director opportunities. Now, if you are up to running leagues and tournaments and would like to be a director, feel free to give this page a read and contact info@nsacanada.ca if you're interested in becoming a director. And now we're on to umpires. Umpire general information. So here is the information about becoming an umpire. Here is everything. There's uniform information. Scott is the contact. His phone number's there, or you can email him at umpscott@nsacanada.ca. There's clinic information, how to register online, and then these two forms are just for the umpires in case there's an incident. There are reports. They have access to the reports online. And then you could jump onto the online registration when you're like, yep, I want to become an umpire. Fill in the information, answer all the questions, hit the agreement buttons, and then as you get down to the bottom, once everything is filled out, sorry, there will be a submit button. And then you will go into a payment option, pay for your registration, and then it will prompt you to do the exam. So I suggest reading the rule book, attending one of our clinics prior to doing the exam. It will help you out a lot. And then your exam will be emailed to us, and we'll have one of our directors or head umpires take a look at it and see how you did and then help you out. So that's the general for information, how to register for an ump, and then into the umpire apparel. So here you could take a look through the My Team Gear gallery again. I showed you guys earlier how to purchase things. There's lots of great stuff in here that you could purchase to gear up for the umpire season. Prize galleries. The prize gallery is for tournament and league directors that are picking out prizing. This prizing isn't available for just the general public. You have to be on ordering prizing through Darlene or your director in your area. But it's a great way to go and take a gander and see what prizing is available. And then you can call Darlene and place your order for your event or league. And that's the prizing gallery. There's SKU numbers. So when you click it, it'll give you a description, and the SKU number is what you would want to tell Darlene, and it gives you the available quantities, small, medium, large, extra large. That's what's available. So where it says available, that's what we have in stock. And that's the prize gallery. So now we're going on to our very last one, which is player cards and registration under forms and insurance. Okay, so player carding and registration. So all players must use unique, this is just your registration again. So if you're signing up to be a player, that's that. Player classification change, we went through that. Current league registration, so this is where you've decided to become an NSA league, or you've been with us for a long time and then you're just re-signing up for a new year. So this is your current year league registration. We enter in all the tabs and necessary stuff that we need to know about your league, your information, if you have a partner in crime, their information, and then fill that out. And then once all the information is entered, you'll get a next or like register button. And back to forms and insurance. This is once again a quick link to ask an umpire. So this one here is not loading, so my apologies. I did not click it very well. So this one here, you can ask a question right to an umpire. Instead of like opening up your email and emailing them, you could just directly email them right here. And you can put in your question in the question areas, agree to the terms, and then once everything's filled out, there'll be a send button or next button. Become an umpire. This is where we went before, where you want to become an umpire, all the questions and things that you need to fill out in the agreements. Once everything's filled out, there will be a next or continue to payment button. And then last but not least is insurance. So here is the insurance information. So if you are looking for insurance, the best person to reach out to is right here, Darlene at nsacanada.ca or info@nsacanada.ca. Darlene's phone number is there. So if you need insurance, membership and sanctioning, contact Darlene. This is where after you've talked to her, you can apply for those certificates. And then if you need any claim forms and instructions, here's the claim forms. So if you've sustained an injury on the field, this is where you would get those. That is it for forms and insurance. Yep. So now I'm going to get back to that main page. I feel like I've gotten you guys through everything. If you're not sure, you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to one of us. We're happy to help. And I hope you guys find your next event and hope to see you on the field. Have a good day. Bye.